Today we're going to be taking a look at the Peterson Headlight Great White conversion kit for your Jeeps. If you own a Jeep, you're probably going off-roading, so bright lights are very, very essential in my opinion. I live in a rural area and there's a lot of deer running around, so I actually went ahead and replaced mine. They're obviously not the same because I don't have a Jeep, but headlights are really, really important just to keep you safe and everybody else around you, of course, and everybody inside. But if you're wanting to upgrade your Jeep, which I know a lot of you guys do like to do that, this is going to be a great way to also reap the benefits and also make it look a little bit cooler. A lot of the emblems and stuff like that, you don't really reap the benefits. It just makes it look cool. So when you're driving down the road, people see it and they're like, oh, it's pretty cool. But with this, it's going to look cool, but it's also going to increase the quality of your driving experience. Just driving with extremely bright LED headlights is just so cool, just because you can see so much more than what you're used to. So these are going to fit perfectly into the grill. Just make sure you use our fit guide to figure out if they're going to fit your year, make and model Jeep. That is one thing you need to make sure of, and our fit guide's really, really helpful to determine that. The color temp's going to be between 5,400 and 6,000 K, and you're going to have high beams and low beams, along with it being LED, which is awesome. So the high beam is going to be about 1,650 lumens, and the low beam is going to be around 1,100. Starting with the lens, a lot of the times these start to kind of fade and get a little fogged up, but it is UV and impact resistant polycarbonate. So it's super strong, so if you do get a couple rocks up here, it's not going to shatter and it isn't going to fog up over time. And that's something I kind of like, just because I don't really want to maintenance my headlights. I just want them to be clear all the time. And the cool thing about this is it does, on the inside, it's going to have a little metallized reflector. So that's going to increase the amount of light distance that you get. That's a little piece right here. And then in the whole entire casing itself, it is going to have an aluminum construction, so it's not going to rust away over time. If you're looking for a headlight that's going to have a daytime running light function, this does not have it, but we have others on our website that do. I don't think that's a big deal, just because we do have other running lights going on here, so I don't really think that's a huge deal for me. Some other options that you could go with, if you like the OEM look of the housing, you can just go with something like this. This is going to be something super bright. It's going to be just as bright as what these are, but the reflecting patterns is going to be kind of the same as your OEM bulbs. So these are going to be an upgrade. You can go this route, but there is a lot of different stuff. The wiring harness and the anti-flicker harness, that these came with is a lot smaller, so there's a lot less you have to deal with. So this is something you can do to maybe have a little bit more cost-effective option, just because you don't have to buy the whole entire case. Some people like this little line that goes through there. I think it looks kind of cool, but some people aren't really a fan of it. So if you didn't want to have this, you can go with something like this, and we do have these on our website. I actually have these on my car, which are awesome. So that is an option for you. I just like these a little bit better, just because the wiring is a lot less to mess with. But we're going to show you how to install it. But first, let's go inside and see exactly how much the bulbs that we replaced we're putting out, to see if we're really going to get any increase of lightage. Before we do anything, I'm going to pull it in the shop, turn all the lights off, just to see exactly how bright these headlights are. These are factory headlights that came with this Jeep, so they're probably not that bright. So let's check. All right, so here they are. These are actually not factory, so they are a little bit brighter. They're not as yellow as they usually come from the factory, but we have one that isn't even working. So we're obviously going to see an improvement, but this is what we're working with. So remember that for when we test the new ones once we put them in. So let's go outside and rip the old ones off and put the new ones in. So as you can see, definitely a lot brighter, a bigger spread for sure. Let me put the brights on too. So with the low beams, you usually get a little bit wider of a spread because the light doesn't go near as far. But when we switch to the high beams, you see it gets a little bit more narrow, so it's going to go a lot farther. So you get high beams and low beams, and it looks really good. If you guys want to come around this way, you guys will see what they look like all illuminated up. And that looks pretty cool. I have not really seen a Jeep with these headlights on it. And with them lit up, I think I like them better when they're lit up. compared to just seeing them during the day, which obviously these are going to be lit up majority of the time. So I think this is going to look really, really cool going through those trails or just driving down the road. And that'll do it for a look at the Peterson Great White Headlight Conversion Kit for your Jeeps.